Capricorn, if you've been asking what direction should I take, this reading isn't about guessing. It's about clearing confusion, comparing paths, and choosing the direction that actually supports your success and stability. Hi, Capricorn. I'm Heather, and this is Dogstar Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the pack. Today's reading is focused on clarity, specifically clarity around career direction, life choices, and where your energy is meant to go next. This is for those of you standing at a crossroads, weighing options, or feeling pulled in more than one direction. We're going to be working with 9 cards that clearly show where you are now, what's clouding your judgment, and what direction aligns with your long-term success, not just what feels safe or familiar. We'll also look at the difference between choosing alignment versus choosing from fear, so you can make decisions with confidence rather than second guessing. So take a breath, set an intention for clarity, and let's see what the cards reveal. One more shuffle, Capricorn. Okay, this card here, I'm just going to make sure we can see it in the camera. This card here is your current crossroads, mental fog, inner truth, true north, decision point, aligned path, misaligned path, your guided action, and your long view outcome. Okay, so Capricorn, your current crossroads here, where are you standing right now in your career or life direction? You have the Five of Cups. So whatever it is that you do, your life direction or career, you're not feeling fulfilled in it. There's this feeling of loss, regret. Perhaps you are feeling like, maybe you were offered something a year ago, 6 months ago, and you turned it down, or you chose a path and you're regretting having done that, wishing that, perhaps you had have made the choice to go for it. Now, the one thing I can say to you is not all is lost with this because it is the Five of Cups. So there are still things that are salvageable in the career that you're in or in the life direction that you're on. So not all is lost. There's, this feeling that you've lost. There are still some things to look forward to. You've got to try and turn your gaze and focus on the positives in what it is that you're doing. So, for example, what opportunities can you still get from the current role you're in? Those opportunities may not be within that corporation, but it's the skill sets and the opportunities that you have within that role that you can perhaps move to another position or use for another position or use them as leverage for another position. Now, your mental fog, this is what is currently confusing, overwhelming, or clouding your clarity. And you have the Four of Pentacles. So this is really fear. It's fear that is causing you confusion, that is clouding your clarity, and it's fear of change with the Four of Pentacles sitting here. You want everything to be stable and secure. You need that feeling of safety and security, and it's that fear to go look outside your comfort zone and to try something new that is holding you back, and that's clouding your judgment and clouding your clarity. Now, your inner truth, what you already know, but you haven't fully trusted or claimed it yet, is your intuition and your emotions. You're not listening to them. You're trying to figure this out through logic and reason with this Knight of Cups. You're not taking action when you do get the feelings. And so what I mean by that is, our emotions guide us. When something feels good, when we enjoy doing something, we get pleasure from it, we feel alive, we feel connected. That is our emotional landscape telling us that that is what we should be doing. That is where we feel purposeful. That is where we feel guided, and it feels in alignment with who we are. And so that's how your emotions guide you. And when you ignore those or don't act on that, then you start to feel stuck and stagnant. And it can have like negative impacts in many different ways, not just your career and life direction, but even your health. It can kind of flow over into that. But with the Knight of Cups, this is saying that you're hearing it, but you're not taking action on it. You kind of already know, and your intuition as well is already kind of nudging you into a different direction, but you are not trusting it and you're not claiming that power. So it's time for you to actually take action on it. Now, your true north is this is the direction that is most aligned with your purpose and long-term success. And you have the Ace of Pentacles. And this is telling me that one of the things that makes you feel aligned or does even align with your purpose and long-term success is the hard work, effort, and making money and getting materials, wealth, and security. That is something that really aligns with you. So whether that is through investments or what you do, but it's also the Pentacles energy as we progress from an ace through to the 10 to 10 of Pentacles. And what you see with the progression, it's also about mastery of a skill, being the go-to person. Like especially when we see the Three of Pentacles and we see the Eight of Pentacles, these are ones of collaborating and working with others, developing our skills. It is the eight is the mastery of the skills, kind of being the guru, the person that people go to, and really enjoying what it is that you do to make money. So this is your how you feel most aligned with your purpose. This is what will bring you the long-term success, is aligning what you do with your pleasure and happiness. Finding the things that you like to do that you enjoy, especially when it comes to work. And then that will bring in more abundance and opportunity your way. Now, your decision point. This is the choice or fork in the road that is asking for clarity. And you have the King of Pentacles. And so what the choice or fork in the road for you is really assessing where is you want to be, what it is you want to be known for. What do you want to be recognized for? What's the legacy that you want to leave? And that is what you need to get very clear on, Capricorn, before you move forward with any kind of direction here. And then we have our aligned path. This is the fun card. So this is what happens if you choose the path that is aligned with your truth. Now you have the Four of Cups, and you might be thinking, "Oh, Heather, Four of Cups isn't the nicest card in the world," but that's fine. This is not a typical tarot reading. We are doing direction and decision focus. And this is in the position of aligned path. So we're looking at it from what it brings you when you are aligned. So the one thing it is the Four of Cups represents apathy, not feeling fulfilled in what you do, but there's a surprise gift coming in that will give you emotional fulfillment. So what happens if you choose the path that's aligned with your truth? That not only will you be in alignment with your truth and sense of purpose, but that will bring you financial abundance and it will bring you emotional abundance. Okay, and that's what it is. So this feeling of apathy will disappear and go away. This feeling of not being connected with what you do or not feeling like you're on the right path, that will dissipate and go away. Now, what happens if this is the misaligned path one here. So what happens if you choose based on fear, pressure from others, or just habit? So falling into your old habits, you're going to end up with the Five of Wands. This is scattered energy. This is, again, so this is basically you're staying stuck because your energy's all scattered all over the place. So, when you spread your resources too thin, nothing can happen. And that's what happens with the Five of Wands. You want to go in so many different directions versus focusing on one and really getting that nailed down before doing something else. And that's what that energy shows with that Five of Wands is you end up being stuck because you're being pulled in too many directions. And that's what happens if you're misaligned, if you on the misaligned path. And then we have the guided action. And what you have here is the Eight of Cups. So your guided action is really the practical step that brings immediate clarity or momentum this month. So the homework for you, Capricorn, is looking at anything that you does not resonate with you on an emotional level. I want you to turn your back and walk away from it. Okay? And move away from it because that is your internal compass telling you that that's not for you. And I would like you to take it one step further and actually journal this or jot it down, put it in your phone, in your notes section, whatever. But make a note of the things that you don't feel connected to, that aren't giving you happiness anymore, that feel forced or feel burdensome or feel like it's, you're doing it just because other people want you to do it, not because you truly want to do it. And make a note of those. Not only just turn your back and walk away from them, but make a note of them so you can, at the end of the month, look back and reflect on that. And then finally, your long view outcome. How this direction shapes your career stability and fulfillment long term is the Strength card. Strength is a very positive card. It's you owning your power, owning your inner power, and moving forward in a very calm, poised kind of way. And yeah, just reclaiming your confidence and your power. So I really like seeing this here for you, Capricorn, and that is what I have for you. As you leave this reading, reflect on the difference between the aligned path and the misaligned one. Clarity isn't about having every answer, it's about choosing the direction that feels grounded, honest, and sustainable. Trust your inner compass. Direction becomes clear once you commit to alignment. Thank you for running with the pack, and I will see you in the next reading.